ask for transcriptions of favorite hymns by Clarence Coleman.
Very nice, Judy. Very nice. Um, your maestoso, when you went into that in the last page, I thought was really good. I felt it was very dramatic. When you went to the broader one, I thought that came out really good. I wonder if you're putting an extra note, 1, 2, 3, 4 bars in before we go to the Ben Marcato. I'm wondering if I thought I heard an extra note in there.
You may have.
When you have the rolling chord of the triplets, you put an extra note in there.
On which one? On the
Just
last, on the final one?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
It put a tiny hiccup in the rhythm.
Yeah. I didn't mean to, but I did.
I know, best plans, you know. I thought it sounded really good. It sounded a little better at your lesson. I'm wondering if you might be just a little nervous hosting and playing.
I was just a little nervous, a lot nervous, very much nervous.
Let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. And in the Pio Mosso, are you connecting those?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because there were a couple there that I think needed to be connected.
Okay.
That one.
Okay.
But at that faster tempo, it does have a waltz effect. So it's organ and then piano and then violin.
Well, it was piano, and then in high school I switched to organ, and then when I retired I switched back to piano because I don't have an organ at home.
Oh, wish I knew you when I was in Illinois. I was looking for somebody to take my little organ.
Oh, oh,
All
okay.
right, let's have another go at it. Just breathe deeply, try to calm everything down. And don't play until you're really ready.
How long do I have? No, I'm kidding.
Hey, now I got my unmute. While you're there, can we experiment with something?
Sure.
Yeah, in the maestoso, can you drop your hand down more on those low Ds?
I was trying to emphasize the low Ds.
Yeah? Okay, then it might just be that you're far away.
Yeah.
But you did it already?
It was,
Yeah, you don't really want to miss it, I know. Well, if you were doing it pretty much as loud as you could, then don't worry about it.
I was trying to be softer on the other ones and loud on the Bs.
Yeah.
Anything else?
All right, I will come on back, so I don't think we're gonna try it there again. That felt more relaxed to me, listening to it.
Yeah, I was more relaxed.
Yeah. Are you gonna be performing this at church?
Pardon?
Are you gonna perform this at church?
Yeah, I actually performed it last Sunday.
I mean, but not again,
Oh,
right?
not again, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
At the end of the piamoso, going into the third measure, both times you shortened that note. You do have more time there. The last bar of the second line.
Oh, oh, I do, don't I? Okay.
You do, yeah. You,
I
you
didn't
have a
know.
little, you have a little more time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Good to
right.
hear. Okay.
Yeah, I like the piamoso. I like the piamoso very much.
I tried to connect them more.
I loved it. I loved it, and it was still had that waltz feeling. And one thing Judy is very consistent with, since she's been working on this piece, she's got great rolling chords. That's a plus for you. We should pick pieces where you have those,
Oh,
or put them in.
there you go. You can put them in.
All right. Well, thank you, Judy. We're going to go now to Miss Cara, she was doing the ukulele. She was miming while you were playing, Judy.
Oh, I thought I saw her have a ukulele.
She had a little toy ukulele in her hair. Hair was going like this. It was really cute.
On the guitar.
Yeah, so Cara's going to play with the recording of piano accompaniment for Indian Summer,
Oh, I like.
which we're having in many parts of the States right now. Cara, so good to see you this morning. I'm excited to hear you play with the recording.
Yeah.
And Cara's planning to, we're submitting her for recital in November. Each of the teachers are going to videotape their students. And her brother's not going to play today. He's already played for you before. And Cara is taking on a very challenging piece with lots of shifting and many tempo changes. And I think it'd be lovely if she plays. So we're going to try it out today, Cara. And your mom's going to probably hit the recording to let you know. Are you ready to go, Cara?
All right.
Okay, put both feet on the ground really solid. Both feet right there on the ground. I'm muting myself now. Beautiful, beautiful, Cara. I just heard this on Thursday, just 2 days ago. I love the way you're doing this very well. I was making a motion here. I'm not sure you could see it. Um, I think in hearing it from this perspective, I think I maybe want to add a couple little dynamics to this. Um, Carolyn, could you put a little diminuendo after 30 on there's a B that's a dotted half note.
Okay.
Let's have her fade that out. I love the expression, Cara, too. I mean, I'm feeling some good emotion in there. And then, two bars later on the A, there's a whole note. The feeling I got hearing that part was kind of a sigh.
Mm-hmm.
So 32 and 35. The feeling I got was like, either a hot weather day. That's the feeling, the emotion I got when she was playing that. But then it stopped when the note was connecting right into the next one. I think just let it die away. Let it just kind of finish that.
Okay.
I think would be great. And Cara, you're doing better playing your long notes closer to the bridge. Carolyn, thank you for helping her with that.
Sure, yeah. She was actually watching herself in the video the whole time, so she wasn't really watching. But yeah, she did. I thought it was good.
Yeah, playing closer to that. In that section where we were going to be doing it at the frog.
Yeah, that part I don't think she remembered for whatever reason, but we've been working on it.
Yeah, let's try it now.
Okay.
I was trying to give her emotions, but you want to try it so we can hear it, Cara?
At the frog. Look at your music this time.
You know, she got quite a bit of sound at the upper half with that, though.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, in terms of what we heard, I'm just
Right.
curious if it's even more if she goes and does it at the frog now. That's why I want to check it out. Because if the recital's going to be, I guess it's going to be Zoom. I'm not sure. They might use some really good technology in putting the forum recital on. Remember we were talking about this. Watch, all the way through. 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4. Remember we were going to do the whip bow?
Yeah. Okay, you try that. Okay, that part.
Just that section there. Until 30.
Look at the frog.
2, 3, 4. About this speed. 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, good. That's the idea. That's the idea. You want to try it one more time with the whip? With the whip stroke? Remember, this is the warrior Indian. This is the warrior Indian. He comes in and he say, "Whoa! I protest." It's a very fiery passage. So do it again, sweetheart. Play it again. you take a bow for us? Thank you so much for playing. It was beautiful.
Yes.
Jared with his album for the young.
I'm going to try a new screen position for you today so you can see the keyboard.
I don't see the keyboard. Oh, that way. That'll be interesting. I've seen some videos like that. I think the reason they do it is so you can tell what notes people are playing, because some people like to watch the keyboard and then try to play the piece afterwards from watching it on the video. Yeah, I don't really see the wrists or the arms. So if it was somebody I've not seen play before, I probably wouldn't want to do it this way. But let's try it. That's interesting. Are you on an electronic keyboard today?
No, same one.
A what?
Same piano.
I can't quite understand what you said. Oh! So is
Same
this the same piano you had last time?
It is indeed.
That's good. It's still working.
Well, there's a couple notes that are a little... So if it's a bad note, we're going to blame the piano because a couple of the notes don't play.
I've got a dinger on my piano right now. The low C, it never gone through a string replacement, but the low C is a little clunky until I get the new string put on.
Yeah, I replaced the string, but I have a problem with, you can see a problem with this hammer here. You can see it sticks. So,
I like the way you have that all exposed.
I just tuned it today, that's why. I'm just too lazy to put it back.
Oh my God. All right, you want to start with Soldier's March?
For 1 second, let me put the...
This was inspired by the scherzo in Beethoven's Opus 24. From this, and like we were talking about last time, Schumann named the pieces after he composed them to give ideas about how to perform it. So he didn't say on this one, for example, Soldier's March, he didn't wake up one morning and say, I'm going to write a Soldier's March today. That's not quite how he worked. And these were written after he had finished most of his piano and quartet and orchestral works. These were written later in his rather short life. So given the simplicity of it, one would wonder, what is this all about? And we talked about scenes of childhood, young people experiencing their lives, and that's what this album's from. It's from the point of the view of the young person, not the adult, looking back. So we have Soldier's March, that's number 2, an album for the young. Then we're doing Humming Song, which is very similar to what we had last time with Melody. And I've always wondered why they call it Humming Song. Because I don't particularly think this one sounds like, more like a humming sound. And then the third one is the choral. And are you going to play that one? Because there's a figured choral later in the book.
Yes, the third one, or the fourth one, yes.
You're going to play all 3? Great. Okay, let me unmute let me mute. Very good, very good. I like the tempo was pretty good. I have it marked at around 132. Could you make the soft parts like a more contrast, especially for video? All the
What's what my forte doesn't have anything other than forte. So is there other markings I'm missing?
Well, I do have, I think this was the Schirmer edition. There's like this.
Oh yeah, I don't have that marked in.
I think we worked on this when you were a kid.
It's possible. Here, let me write that in. So it started, he has piano. I just have the forte, and it doesn't go, I don't have the piano certainly. Right.
And so when you have the dash above the notes, that should sound different. That should be a little more connected. Da 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 bum 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 ya da 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 da. You want to try it again?
Sure.
Did you get them all?
I think so.
Yep.
No.
Sure. And at the very end, make sure you play those chords short. I wouldn't hold it out so long at all, actually.
Okay.
All right, good.
Oh, I can't hear you. Sorry.
Yeah, I like that a lot better. Thank you. Thank you. That was good. Lovely. Okay.
Keep going.
Sorry?
Keep going.
Yes, let's do humming song.
Now you can see by this view, you can see when I'm not connecting the fingers and when I am.
That's true. But I can see that from the side, and I usually can hear it too. Depends on the quality of the audio, I guess. Okay, Jared, so what has been your approach on this? I'd love to hear from you what your thoughts were and are about how this piece should sound and how the listener should be feeling when they're listening to it.
Well, like you said, it's a humming song. So it's just, to me, it's a very simple melody. There's not that much harmonic complexity. The middle section doesn't have that much, there's not much moments of drama. So it's, to me, it's just kind of like I don't want to say a toss up, but just sort of somebody walking along, singing, just sort of singing something that maybe you would write it down, maybe you wouldn't, but it's just sort of like music that fills the air for a couple seconds and then it's over. And maybe that's giving it too little credit, but that's kind of how I looked at it.
I like the part where you said you hum it and then it's over.
Yeah.
Like nothing we really wanted to impress the listener to go home and think about for a long time.
I could be wrong, but I don't see any, I didn't see much. It's just it's like music that fills the air and then it's over, It's not like, nothing that dramatic here.
So then why did he bother publishing it? That's what I wonder about this one oftentimes.
You want to know because to me, this book is about him training. It's about young people being introduced to more complex, techniques and music things that become more complex later. So here, there is some good, connecting those. It's sort of basic. If you looked at it as an exercise book, it's actually a really good exercise. It's just not much musically there.
So I wonder if he was looking to make an exercise book. I do like looking at the album as kind of a method book in a way.
I think to me, there are some catchy tunes in here, but to me, it's a method book. I think those 3 notes should be a pickup to the E, but I probably got caught with the best, and I ran out of fingers.
God forbid. Let's do it again. Can we do it a little bit slower?
Sure.
My edition is suggesting around 100.
I don't have a metronome mark. It says nicht schnell, which I think means not fast.
What does it say?
No, I don't know German. Maybe Shannon can help me.
Oh.
It means not fast.
Let's try it at 100. This edition suggests 100. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost. Somebody could almost walk to that tempo.
Like that?
Let's try it kind of at that pace. But one thing I did like is that you didn't try to make a big ado about something simple. I did like that a lot about your approach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did play it simply. Let's try it just a little bit slower. Do you have dynamics in your part? Sorry to bother you. Keep saying start playing and then I jump in again. Do you have any dynamics in your part?
I have a piano on the first bar and that's it. Nothing else.
Oh, because you did most of them that I had, which were basically just to follow the line. When the notes go higher, I've got hairpins in my edition.
I don't, but I probably did it just automatically.
You did it, yeah. Bel canto. All right, I'm going to mute now. Sure, and I would just lift off that last one. I would lift off that last note. Good. I do like that tempo there. In the second measure, or in any of these times when you have the half note, I would make the left hand a little less so that it sustains. those in?
Yep.
Yeah, all those other parts, you know, when we have the repeated the thumb has to play the G repeated over and over again. Those were great. I mean, they really were very much in the background. We had talked about that a lot with the melody piece, and you brought that right over into this one. You want to try it this time, just whenever you have the half note, make sure that half note doesn't get minimized by the notes underneath. That half note really needs to sing right into the next note, at the F, and then back up to the G. And end, I would say, that's about it. And then just end with a whoop, like when you're talking about it just vanishing in the air. Let's end that way and leave the listener with that sense. Awesome. Does that make sense to you? Do you want to try that?
Sure. From the top?
Sure.
All right.
Nice. Love that. Beautiful. It was great the first time, you know. I just thought it was just giving you a few ideas to work with.
That's my E that sticks on the left hand, so that's why I think I was having a hard time with it, actually.
Yeah. I'm part of that club too. Blame the piano.
Blaming the instrument.
Uh-huh. So before you play the next one, I thought we'd do just a little, give you a little bit of break, and we're going to have a very brief discussion about what music, playing music, how we think it might affect our thinking process or the way our brain works. And this came up in a lesson this week. I don't know, I think I brought it up where I said if I don't practice, if I don't play the violin or any instruments for a certain period of time, I notice my thinking process getting a little bit foggy. And I seem to be more sharper and more almost electric when I'm playing a lot of violin, especially if I'm working on a lot of new material. So Shannon and I were talking about this at his lesson, and I've never asked him about it. And I loved what he had to say. And I said, could you think about this a little bit more and see if there's more you could share with the group? And he agreed to. So I'm going to turn this over to Shannon for a few moments.
Okay. As far as I go, it helps me with my concentration a lot more. I've always had a problem with staying concentrated on one thing. Learning violin helps me focus on doing one thing at a time, like proper bow placement and working on the bow. That is taking me a long time to do. Then working on the sound, the finger placement, and I can only focus on one of those things at a time. And trying to focus on all of them at the same time is almost overwhelming. That's why it's taken me so long to learn the violin, and it's so slow for me. So trying to concentrate on all these things at the same time, it's like someone else is talking in the background. I don't even hear them because I'm concentrating on all these things at the same time and trying to read the sheet music. Oh, yeah, it's almost overwhelming. So yeah, it's helped me with my concentration tremendously. The other thing is problem solving. Going from, let's say, A major to G major, changing strings. People who play the violin know exactly what I'm talking about. Your index finger and your middle finger have to change placement, along with your third finger and your pinky finger. They have to change placement periodically. And when you play the wrong note, you have to be able to hear it. So you have to work on hearing the sounds. And if you can't hear the difference between a high two or a low two, that's going to be a problem. Yeah. So I have to be able to find that problem quickly, stop myself, see what the problem is, look at it and say, oh, my finger's in the wrong place. Why is it in the wrong place? And basically tell my finger, hey, you're in the wrong place. You need to move over here. And sometimes I actually have to pick the finger up and move it so it's in the right place and physically do something to get it right. And that's taken a little bit of time. And trying to do these types of problem solving techniques takes a little while. And memory. Doing the concentration and problem solving techniques has improved my memory. Have to learn the sheet music, and you can't really watch the sheet music, your fingers, and the bow all at the same time. I mean, it's almost impossible to do all that at the same time. You have to watch one or the other. So, yeah. All these things you can apply to school, to work, or to any other aspect in your life. Concentration, problem solving, and memory. That's where learning music has helped me.
Wow. Wow. Boy, this was very well organized, your material. So tying the memory piece in there, when you're called on to think about 3 different things all at once, you have to memorize 2 parts of it so that you can focus on the other part.
Exactly.
And one of the things I suggest with my students in practicing is don't try to do it all at once when you're practicing. First you play something through, focus on intonation. Then next time you're going to focus on tone. Next time you're going to focus on
One thing
those
at a time.
things. Okay, well, let's move on to Jared's next piece, the chorale. And this one appears later in the album, almost at the end of the album, much more elaborated. So maybe sometime we'll do both of them in one class. You can hear the relationship between them. It's basically putting many passing tones and elaborated on this one. This would be a theme, and that would be a variation that moves along. This is a 4-part.
But I did the wrong one.
Which one did you do?
No, the one in the beginning.
Oh, okay. So this one is a 4-part harmony following the rules that Bach laid out. Just so you know, I don't have dynamics in my part either, but there are a lot of fingerings and finger substitutions And playing this well does require a good amount of the organ fingered legato technique.
Yeah, I just have a piano, and you can judge my finger substitution.
Okay. Is it still really hot in Oman there?
Oh, the high was about 95 today,
Oh my gosh.
but it's cooler at night. It's like 65, 70 at night.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I planted my garden this week. It's the planting season now. The winter season. Winter is the growing season here. Ready?
Yes, I'm gonna mute now. Hey, Jared, I wanna just jump in here. It's a cut time 4, let's do it a little faster.
Oh, good, because we're all falling asleep here.
That could happen in this one.
Yeah, that's like church.
Do it around 60. Dum, 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 dum. Good. I love this view so we can see all the finger legato.
Did I say you can see whether I'm cheating or not?
Yeah, but it's great to be able to see it. Wonderful, wonderful. So you could try the tempo with, see which one works. I think this is also a piece that would work differently on different pianos, but certainly in that range of what we just did. That's what I thought was really very good. We have one more performer today, a violinist. Anissa's gonna play. And this is Anissa's first concertino. She's playing the slow movement. All right.
All right.
All right, beautiful. Nice job with that. For some reason, when you started playing the violin, the piano got real, there was a funny things with the sound. We probably would have been better to test that out with both instruments playing, but I could hear it okay. Did anybody else need to adjust their volume a few times? Yeah, a little bit. Very nice, very nice. Thank you for working on that one part we were pounding at your lesson. That came off better today.
That's good.
Yeah, you know, in that same section, I would do an open A on the measure with the retardando. B, A, G, F sharp, E. Just do an open A there.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, it's the dynamics are not quite like using a volume control on the radio. It's supposed, if it's soft, it's, you know, like piano if it's soft, or if it's pianissimo, which is very soft. It's not really like turning down the volume. It's a feeling of soft. It's a feeling of very soft.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, does that come into play these days when we're dealing with different technologies and how audio's coming up. I've been finding that's a challenge too, that we're really having to do it with our emotions, because who knows what kind of recording equipment somebody might have, and we don't have that ability to have, in most cases, a huge variety of dynamics in our playing. Mm-hmm. And I definitely had that sense, Anissa, when you were playing, that sense of quiet. And also that sense of, this is really quiet. I definitely felt that coming across. I also think with violin, especially, we have, we can go a little closer to the bridge if we want that, if we want something a little bit fuzzy or a little bit more diffused kind of a sound. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you all for performing today. Much appreciated. I think we just have a few more videos or a few more classes that we're going to be doing. So I'm savoring each experience with this, and Naomi has promised to play next time. So we'll look forward to hearing her join us. All right. So thanks so much for everybody coming. Thanks for your participation. Thank you, Cara, for playing the percussion and the drums.
Yeah, she enjoyed that.
She sure did. She sure did. And thank you, Abigail, for coming. Oh, there's the kitty. My cats are gone. They're not here today.
She was on the table and she knows she's not supposed to be there.
Oh, yeah. I saw a funny video called The Guilty Dog. Have you seen that one? It was like, I really felt sorry for the dog because the owner kept just saying, you know, and this dog, this poor thing is just really suffering. Oh my gosh, I felt like, no, give the dog a break. My God, the dog's just being a dog. All right, well, it's a beautiful day in Asheville, North Carolina. The sun is bright. I know I don't think we're recording anymore, but anyway, I'm definitely going to go outside and look at some fall colors today. Have a great weekend, and my breaks is going on, so I'll see you all in a couple weeks. Thank you again.
Thank you.
You're welcome.